They say when you're at the top, you should be very worried because the only other place to go is down. Many people look at you and you are at the top of your game. So what are you doing to either delay the fall, stop the fall if it's stoppable, or just stay on up there longer?
I think most companies these days have recognized that you have to innovate your way. You have to innovate your way out of, innovate your way into self-disruption, right? And what I mean by that is that don't wait for someone else or something else to disrupt. And the reason why many companies today are not actually that worried about their competitors, because their traditional competitors aren't the ones who will disrupt them. Come back to the taxi industry across the world. You know, it was black cabs versus yellow cabs versus, now it's not that at all. You take hotels. Once upon a time, it was, you know, Radisson competing against Sheraton. Today, it's not. Today, it's Sheraton competing against a guy who's got a spare room in his house. And actually, you know, Airbnb, if you, again, look it up if you haven't encountered it.
Yeah.
Airbnb hardly has anybody working for them. But what they do is they have access to all these people who have a spare room in their house, and when people are traveling, when the new millennials are traveling, they don't necessarily want to stay in a hotel. They're quite happy to come and stay in your spare room. And so suddenly, Airbnb has access to a hell of a lot more rooms than any of the conventional hotels have today without owning anything. And so there's a disruption which has come from, you know, I've met the guy who started Airbnb. You know, there's some young kid somewhere who just figures out, well, I've got a spare room, why don't I just rent it out?
Right.